So Moana asks, what do I do if I feel so overwhelmed by my dissertation that I can't even decide what do I do today? I think this
Mhm.
speaks to that overwhelm, that chaos, that struggle that a lot of students face. And I have spent so much time with students who are at this point feeling overwhelmed. So Matthew, what advice do you have for students who are feeling that level of overwhelm?
Yeah. So again, I do think that that is just part of the process. I think that is a universal experience. And there is some comfort, I think, in knowing that that is a universal experience. So reminding yourself of that, I think, is the first step that this is normal and healthy to feel this way. Maybe not healthy, normal. Then I think we need to do some introspection, do some reflection. Why am I feeling overwhelmed about this process? Is it the size and scope of the process? Is it that I have blown it up in my head to be bigger and scarier than maybe it really is? Is it because I haven't eaten or drank enough water today and I'm having a biological reaction that is causing me to be stressed, right? That happens. Or somebody at work said something that made me feel small and stupid. And so now I can't get that out of my head, right? Maybe it's, I don't actually understand this piece. Maybe there's a learning gap that needs to be filled. I think you have to do that process of self-reflection in order to diagnose why are you feeling the way that you're feeling, and then we can respond to that. So if it is because somebody at work was a jerk today, I'm just going to go take a walk. We're going to look at this tomorrow. If it's because I haven't eaten, I'm going to go, for me, it was Cheez Its. Boxes and boxes and boxes of Cheez Its. Oh my gosh, I ate so many. Always having whatever it is that's going to fuel your brain in that moment to get yourself kind of through that biological response. In dissertationing, especially, because you will put yourself in a little closet of an office and not move for 8 hours, 12 hours, and not even know that you've been in there that long. So that biological response is important to pay attention to. If it's a knowledge gap, dig out your old textbooks, find a YouTube video, talk to a grad coach, talk to a peer, figure out how to fulfill that knowledge gap so that you can feel confident about that component again. So I think you have to diagnose what's going on. Why do you really feel that way? What's at the core of that emotional state? And then we can find a path to remedy that and get you moving again.
Is it worth talking to other people about these feelings when they come up, when we're feeling overwhelmed? Is it worth speaking to a peer or a coach? I mean, everyone says it does, but we've been through it. Is it helpful, Matthew? Is it worthwhile having that conversation?
Oh my gosh, so helpful. Shout out to Dr. D. Crescitelli, who listened to me cry on the phone on so many Sunday nights as I was stressed and overwhelmed and trying to push through the process. I think you need that partner. You need
Mm,
somebody who can walk the walk with you, who understands where you've been, understands where you are, and knows where you're going to be, right?
mm,
That's one of the things I love about being a coach with a grad coach is I get to say, think about how good it's going to feel when you
mm.
are a doctor in 6 months. And, I always tell the story. I will never forget the moment I did my defense. They put me in a little side office while they talked about me, which was like the longest 30 minutes of my life. But I will never forget the moment when my advisor walked in and said, Dr. Courtney, we're ready for you to join us again. And I just melted. I mean, I've got chills right now just telling the story. I just melted. And I said, well, Dr. Courtney's not ready for you. I'm going to need a minute. And I had to kind of collect myself before I could go back in and really enjoy that celebratory moment with my committee and sign all
Mm,
the paperwork and become Dr. Courtney. Just such a cool moment. And having somebody who can remind you of that and
mm.
has been there, who has cried on the phone in the front lawn, who has had that terrifying defense, who has passed that comprehensive exam, who has had that pivotal life moment and can share that with you, remind you of that goal. I really think it does a lot to get you sort of through the funk and get you where you need to be.